I love being here.
Facebook's COO Sheryl Sandberg on stage at the Air Force Academy. Thousands of cadets, the majority young men, seem prepared to lean in.
Women and minorities face barriers that white men don't face.
At times, you could hear a pin drop.
And the veil of silence, pretending this doesn't exist, does not make the playing field even. For women in the military, there's a special challenge because you have to be tough enough to fit in.
But as Sandberg leaned in further,
I've never met a man who was asked, "Should you be working?" I cannot tell you how many times in my life I have been asked, "Should you be working?"
some in the audience, both men and women, appeared uncomfortable. It came to a head after the speech in a Q&A session.
I feel like even the work at home is so important, and it can't be underestimated. So what is the ideal balance between that, and is it more important that it's equal or that the work at home is done as well?
It's a great question and beautifully asked. The work at home is just as important.
At times, the crowd reaction resounded with skepticism. After Sandberg left the stage, a cadet leader scolded his classmates' behavior.
We can fix this problem. We can be worthy of respect. We can hold each other accountable and love on one another and treat each other right and treat the people who take their time to come and care about us right. Or we can try and get our friends to laugh at us for 2 minutes. The choice is ours. You're dismissed.
I sat down with Sandberg and Air Force Secretary Deborah Lee James. That was one of the most fascinating speeches I think I've ever seen from an audience perspective, because at times it seemed like you were in the lion's den, Sheryl.
I think there were people in the audience today who really believe that an equal world would be a better world. And there are people who believe that this is meritocracy, and in a meritocratic system, more men will naturally be at the top.
Some men in the audience, though, they looked like they were physically uncomfortable during your speech.
Well, societal change and cultural change is not always comfortable. Here's what we know. We know that women have 5% of the top jobs in corporate America. We know women make up 9% of the generals in the U.S. military, and that's not reflective of the population.
It's why the Armed Services partnered with Sandberg to create lean-in circles, or peer-to-peer groups that empower women and give men a way to lean in and support their female colleagues.
This is something we don't regularly discuss, both here at the United States Air Force Academy as well as other colleges, other universities. It's something that society needs to talk about, not only in these forums, but in our classrooms, in our dorm rooms.
The Air Force hopes opening a male-female dialogue about unconscious bias will attract more women and pave the way for more female cadets to choose non-traditional roles like fighter pilots. Why don't they want to become pilots?
I think they don't see enough role models, so it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. We don't have enough in the role who are there today, and there aren't enough role models for the young ones coming up through the line.
And it doesn't help when a U.S. congressman and former Army Ranger questions the ability of women who do find the courage to compete. Steve Russell is demanding proof that 3 women pioneers who graduated from the elite Army Ranger School didn't get special treatment. In a letter to Army Secretary John McHugh, Russell wrote, quote, "The training of our combat warriors is paramount to our national defense. In order to ensure that the Army retains its ability to defend the nation, we must ensure that our readiness is not sacrificed." So what do you say to those men who really think that women can't handle the job?
The evidence shows otherwise, that when we have women and men in leadership roles, when we have women and men in fields, performance goes up. Similarly, there isn't a job out there that women can't do, and there aren't leadership roles that women can't take. We just need to help them get there.
But how?
During your speech, you could hear people who weren't accepting the facts, who weren't accepting the data behind things. How do you stand up and counteract that bias and that unwillingness to open their mind?
Stereotypes are they're just deeply reinforcing, and they're deeply reinforcing because of the way humans process information. The other thing to understand is that I'm not standing on this stage and saying that the white men in this audience have biases that other people don't have. I want to be really clear on that. The white men have the biases all the women have and all the minorities have. We all have these same biases. There's only two options. One is that men are far, far, far more talented than women and deserve 95% of the top jobs. Or the second is that there's systematic bias. Those are the options. Pick one.